Today we're going to talk vinyl cutters. So this is mine. It's a Silhouette Cameo 4. Pull that back, and this will go back and forth, and you can have two different kinds of cutters, and you can switch them out. And the other nice thing is mine has a tray that rolls out, so you can have it really far out. It also has, if I can get it, there we go, these right here. And you can put a roll on there, and it'll just do continuous feed through there. And you can just do some really super long, like a banner or whatever. But this, Silhouette's Cameos are not the only brand. There's also Crickets. I chose not to get a Cricket. I had one before, but I prefer the Silhouettes. But basically, I use it for two different things, and there are more ways than how I use it. But I use it for either vinyl like this, and it says Jawa and Abaresh. This is what it looks like before you apply it. This is just some contact paper over the top that you pull this back part off, and then you are left with the sticker, the vinyl there, and you can just put it on there. Or I do other things like this one, where I just labeled all my little spots there so I can find everything. And the other thing I do is, you may have seen this before, is my skirt here. This is HTV vinyl, so, well, vinyl's excessive there. Heat transfer vinyl. And with this one, it's a little, you can feel it a little bit, but it does not go all the way through, obviously, so the fabric is just fine there. But there's different colors, there's different kinds. Some are more shiny. These ones are pretty shiny. There's also some duller ones. But this is really nice, so you can add stuff to it. It will eventually crack, especially if it's in a spot where it gets bent a lot. I've done it on some of my kids' shirts like that, and it has definitely cracked when they've worn it over and over and over again. And if you put it on something, you want to wash it inside out if it's a shirt to help keep it safer, and there will be more instructions with them usually. So here are the heat transfer vinyls that I have. I have quite a few. These are all different colors and different things. I use these for Loki. This one I use for my daughter's Cinderella type bright shiny thing. There's just different, you can get them all different colors. I often get Sizer brand. That's just because it's what's local to me and usually works pretty well. And you can't tell the difference unless you're looking at it closer, but in Oracal yes, is the other brand that I get a lot of. And you can also just get it in flat sheets or smaller ones. I just got this one on Amazon, and I got one of these packs on Amazon. The other one came with my machine, and then I bought these guys separate. But these is just more normal vinyl, like the stuff that was on my Jawa box. And you can put that on car stickers, for windows and things like that, or just, my sticker here, I made that guy, and that's just a sticker. There are also people who do stickers where they have designed something and printed it, but you need like special paper for that usually, and I haven't gotten into that as much, but that is definitely something you can look into if you want to do that, and then you can have your sticker cut out on your machine, but it means that you need to do stuff inside the program that you use. Some of the extra tools that I use are, I use a paper cutter here, just your average thing, to cut the pieces off. I have this mat here that I use to usually put the vinyl on when it's under a certain size, and it's sticky under here, and you can get them sticky again, but it's not always. Sometimes you have to buy a new one if it's that thrashed. It's just the cord that connects it. Mine should be able to do Bluetooth, but I haven't been able to get it to play nice with my Bluetooth. Also, before I forget, so it's also nice to have little things like this so you can pick out the vinyl after it's cut, because when you cut the vinyl, all these little spots where it's white, that was still on the paper, and even you can see like part of the A. I didn't manage to save it. So if you get your cut settings right, then you can, cut it. This would all be green, and you can see the lines. You can peel off the extra bits, and then you can just make sure you pick out just the parts that you want to be the other way. And if I really wanted to, I could just as easily pick out the parts that were green and leave the other parts if I wanted it to be a different way that way. Going along with the heat transfer vinyl, because with the other one you just need contact paper or something transfer paper that you can do that with. They sell rolls that usually go with your thing, but I just found the stuff on Amazon and it's lasted me a long time. But it only is, only that wide. So if I want it wider, I have to use different stuff. And there's also, I still haven't even tried these, but my Silhouette also came with these sketch pens. So, I mean, there's lots and lots of things you can do with your cutters. But these ones, I think you can put ink on something and then cut. But I haven't tried that yet because I'm already overwhelmed with what I already have. But for getting back to the heat transfer vinyl, this is the mat that I got. This is actually Cricut brand, and you don't have to do that. There's other brands that do it. There's ones that are really big industrial ones that are, you would see it as like a big metal plate, and then you have a metal plate on top, and you just close it and crank it closed, and it's a whole, like a t-shirt press basically. But mine, you just plug this guy in, you set the temperature, and you say the time, and then you just lift it up. This guy's pretty heavy and has this big metal plate, and you have the whatever you're going to put here, and you want to make sure that it's nice and flat, and then you just go ahead and put this guy on, and then you heat it up, and it'll beep at you for how long it needs to be. You don't have to have one of these, and they do also come smaller. There's this one, which I still need to open, but it's a little guy. So, I mean, they come a lot smaller too, and there's other brands, and you can just use a normal iron. These are nicer in the fact that they time it for you, as well as you can set the exact temperature, whereas with an iron, yours may or may not be capable of doing that. So that's all the stuff I have to show you, but I forgot to talk about so far that, so I said people make stickers sometimes, that with them, you can cut fabric, and you can also cut paper, which a lot of people do normally. I've never actually cut any paper with it. But people do cut intricate things, like people will do like cards, and they'll do like fancy paper. I think people have also done like shadow box type things where you have a different layer and it looks like there's all this depth, because there is some depth, but it looks a lot deeper, especially for lights and different things. So, I mean, there's crazy amounts of things you can do with these machines. And I was really a fan of the Silhouette because of when I bought it, there were some policies that Cricut was doing where they were like, oh, well, you have to pay to use the program, and you have to use that program to use your Cricut. So I didn't want my machine to get bricked, and I can't remember how much Cricut has backed up that policy and changed it, but I just like the fact that I can just use my Silhouette. I can buy designs from them if I want, but I don't need them at all. I can just use it, and I can use my own designs. I can make my own things. I don't think I have bought their professional or their business or whatever it's called, the higher level of the program, which can do more cool things. But if I do buy that program, it is mine, and I can just use it. So that's why I pull for Silhouette. But I mean, if you like Cricut and you're cool with all their policies and whatever else, they are great machines too. So I'm not knocking on it. And there's a couple other brands that I'm spacing on right now that also exist. So, I mean, do your research, find out what's going to work well for you. There's lots of good reviews out there. There's lots of information, but this is one cool tool that I have that I really like. And I mean, I made the Scadrian skirt, and someone commented on one of my TikTok videos and was like, oh, you should totally do Roshar next. And I'm like, oh, dang it. Now I no idea to figure out how I'm going to do that. So once I have that done, I will definitely share about it. But I really like my cutter. It's really nice. They are, I think mine was like $400. So they're pricey, but they're not the most expensive tool ever. I mean, you could save up for it. It's totally up to you. And I think they're all, some cities have maker spaces that you probably could use one there, or libraries may sometimes have them too. Overall, it's a really cool tool, and it can help you with normal things in your life, like labeling stuff if you want, like labeling like your little drawers or your cabinets or whatever else, or making cutesy stuff for your kids or for yourself or for whatever. And I mean, you can do cosplay things. You could add it to have like fancy things on edges of skirts or cloaks or whatever else, or add designs to, I did some masks for people. Like I added some vinyl decals to people's masks for FanX, And so they could have, like, one of them was a Cobra Kai symbol, and I put that on the mask so that when he went to the convention, he was able to wear his Cobra Kai outfit, and he had a mask that matched. And I think I did that for one of my costumes for my Loki when I put TVA across it, because it was the TVA outfit. Anyway, but just there's lots of options. So go out there and make and enjoy, and I hope that helped.